good morning, everybody. You are back. Oh, really? You gonna keep this? Okay. Good morning, everybody. This is Anil, and I am your host for today. This is Morning Social. Welcome back to one more Morning Social broadcast with me. I'm the vessel that God uses every Monday through Friday at 7:45 a.m. to enlighten your day, to give you a boost, to talk about things, to get some things off your chest with. And I have my crew that comes on, and we all talk to you all when they're available. And when not, we still gonna have a conversation. You hear me? So I'm just making sure y'all know that you still come on 7:45 a.m. Maybe not on holidays. Yeah. But before we get started into all of that, I want to go ahead and give God his honor. So we're going to start off in prayer as we always do. Father, thank you for this morning. Thank you for allowing us another day, God. Thank you for seeing that there's something that we can plant into your earth today to make it better. We thank you, oh Father God, because you give us strength, you give us power, you give us more than enough. You are a provider, oh God. You are sufficiency for us, God. Thank you, God, because you make sure that we have all that we need and all we need to have to go forward in life. God, thank you for the things that you allow us to do. Thank you for the laws that you allow us to have in our lives, the moralities that we have, and our decisions being our own. Thank you for free will in Jesus' name. And God, if there's anyone who's never been able to pray, doesn't know how to get started, and may not quite understand that their words have power, and all they have to do is come to you when they need. And as long as it's in your will, you'll do it. God, give them a boost to step forward. Give them the urge to want it more. And if there's any of your fivefold or anyone else that's been serving under you for any amount of time, God, give us another level of zeal for you, another boost for you, oh God, as well. Give us another level of understanding. Hear me. God, some of us done got too laxed. Okay. Give us another level of understanding so we can get to where we need to be in you, another level of knowledge, oh God, so we can get to what you're telling us to do and be able to give out what you provided for us. And another level, Father, and this is for all of your children, another level of understanding, another level of knowledge, another level of wisdom. Okay, that's what we need right now. Another level of wisdom. How to do, when to do, if we're qualified to do, and if we should actually just do. Some of us just should not. I'm just like, no, and don't say, I should not, but I do it. Don't do that. Do just should not and won't. Just can't and will not. Those are some things. And if you can and you're able, then go for it. So God, thank you. I want to complete the prayer. Thank you, God, for even listening to my little rant. See? Oh, in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All right, y'all. So we're back one more time for morning social. And morning social's topic this morning, is should Christians conceal and carry? Now, listen, keep my opinions off of here. I'm gonna try. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work the way I'm thinking it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work the way it's gonna work. Is what I'm thinking because listen, I have my opinions about conceal and carry, whether it be with Christians and not or non-Christians. One of the things about me is that I don't feel like um, unstable people should conceal and carry. I don't feel like if you've had an issue with a trigger finger for 35 years, you should just randomly be given a gun and say, go ahead and go outside. I don't believe that if your mental status, and I'm not saying that you've gone to counseling or that you are literally like, I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this exactly, that you're literally like just going to counseling because you've been through some stuff. Let me say it that way. Because you've been through some things in life, and here you are now going through some things again that you shouldn't conceal and carry to protect yourself. What I'm saying is, if they had to drug you up because you couldn't contain yourself, or they had to put you in a padded room and all your walls was white and they had this pretty little jacket on you with them buttons down the front, but your hands are tied around you and there's straps and stuff and buckles in the back. Probably not the best idea. Um, that if you were are one of those who randomly be like, I'm gonna shoot the place up, that you um That's they call that postal. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. Or if you have ideas of being homicidal and killing other people just randomly, maybe not. Maybe we should second guess. Not second guess. How about we just uh receive the rebuke of no? There you are. Go ahead and receive the rebuke of no. Um, yeah, but I don't think that certain people. This is my own personal opinion, and I think most of America might agree. Because we want to stay safe, and if you trigger happy, listen to me. If you trigger happy, because I'm one that I'm good for confrontation and defending myself. I've done that most of my life, but I'm not trigger happy. Like if when we got into arguments and stuff growing up, we would run inside the house and you go get your sister and your brother, what normal people would. I didn't have that. I went and got, my rock in my sock or my quarters in my sock thing tied up. But that was me, right? Because I need to back up. But you go get, siblings or cousins or things like that, whatever you had, right? You would go get them and pick they people though. So you would fight and with your fist. You fight with your fist, the hands that God gave you with the five knuckles. You would ball them up real tight, make a full fist. Like when you have a tantrum and those fists, you would use those to hit people. That's the way you fall back. That's the way you defended yourself. If somebody ran up, tried to rob you or jump yourself, you would use those. Uh, those was your guns. Okay, you can catch these guns with them hands, right? We was bad with it. Um, these days they not doing it, y'all. These days, because when I was in high school, it was the '90s. The beginning of the '90s. Let me help your life out. I started school in '90. I graduated in '94. I need y'all to understand. I think it was 90. Yeah, I need y'all to understand. Oh my goodness. I need y'all to understand that um yeah, don't do that. That's what I needed y'all to understand right there. Don't do that. That don't make sense. Why are you why are you doing that? Like don't run in the house and grab a gun. Like these days they run in the house and they go get guns. They literally not other guns like your cousins in them hands. They go in the house and they loading up, you know, 47s and you know AK-1. Listen, they 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 getting automatics and things. They running in the house grabbing weaponry of war to come outside and fight with, and they 6, 7, 9, 12, 15. These are babies going in the house because they know mom and daddy got a gun because y'all been talking about it and it ain't locked down. So I'm gonna go get this, take this to school, or I'm gonna go get this and come outside and get all the thugs and all the people that's bothering me up off the porch. That's what they doing now. First of all, teach your kids better. Don't touch my stuff. That's the first thing. Stay out of there. That's not a toy. This you can't bring nobody back from this. Most of the kids is funny because they know they can't let the kid is dead for real. They understand death and they fine with it. Do you understand prison? Do you understand that you're going to jail? Do you understand that it really doesn't matter that you're underage? They got baby prison. I mean, you going to juvie until you're 18, and then they're gonna transfer you to the big jail with the grown people. And inside these jails is no fun. Like this is no, especially for no young person in jail. You're gonna be treated like a piece of meat that they can pass around. Pretty much raped in jail, pretty much abused in jail, beat on, and it's not like you had to do anything and walking around with your head down. As people tell people in jail, keep your head down and just do your time. Keeping your head all the way down to the floor, looking down, might not be the best thing because you need to make sure that you're looking around you a little bit just to make sure that you're good. Make sure ain't nobody walking up behind you. You know what I mean? Just that type of thing. And why have to go through all that? That's a lot to be walking around with looking over your shoulder every single day, or having to fight somebody who's trying to take your back end, because that's what they want. Um, or trying to make you their girlfriend in there. What's the point of going through all of that when you can just go ahead and not do the stuff that'll get you locked up? So don't run in the house to grab mom and them gun. Don't run in the house because you want to fight or you feel like you can't defend yourself and get a weapon, right? Learn how to fight. Ask somebody to teach you how to fight if you need to defend yourself, or use your parents and talk your way out of things. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all the right way to do stuff. They say you're supposed to get your parents and talk to people, and don't come get me though. If you're an adult, I'm not the person that's really gonna try to talk to them about. I'm gonna be the one out there telling my wife, "You came and got me. You must have been ready to fight." Cause I tried to talk a thing, it didn't work for me. So I started fighting. I didn't even teach B to talk. B just that he does it on his own. But yeah, my thing is swing first, ask questions later. So don't ask me about that. Let's okay, back to the topic at hand. The topic is, should Christians conceal and carry? And as a Christian woman, um, who feels like there are men and women out here who don't come to fight. There are people trafficking other people, like literally sex traffic, slave traffic, um, throwing people in vans, attacking you at your car. You can't walk to your door at night anymore to come in. You got to be careful of how quick that key is in your hand before you got the car. Put the key in your hand, get yourself ready, got your purse over your shoulder or whatever, strap it down so you can get up and get in your house fast enough. These days, you got people walking in people's houses, attacking them, and walking in people's houses, stealing people. So, yes, I'm going to go ahead and give my answer now. Yes, I feel like even Christians should conceal and carry. The reason why I said should Christians steal and carry is because some people believe that as Christians, we should not carry weaponry. Like Jesus is all we need. We should pray about the situation. We should read the word. That's our weapon. We should be saying scriptures and quoting it. And, because my thing is the scripture talk about violence is taken by force. I'm gonna pull that up because I need to make sure that I'm saying this to you correctly. Because after last night's conversation with Kelly, we've learned that some of us misquote the scriptures, and I need y'all to get a full understanding. And as I'm doing that, I might as well go ahead and tell y'all Kelly Webb is on the platform with us this morning. Good morning, Kelly Webb.
Don't come for me early this morning. Good day, great day, awesome day. And I still stand by what I said.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, while I'm looking up this scripture, what is your belief on should Christians conceal and carry?
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a long, drawn out response for this. Yes, because at the end of the day, and I say this with love, um, folks is crazy out there. And a little bit of that Medea pop in sometime where, you know, you gotta hold your peace.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be able to protect yourself. No, but I'm just saying, like, all jokes aside, you have to be able to protect yourself. Some people don't care. Some people will literally see somebody else praying and still try to attack you. Let's be real.
Yeah.
People don't care out here. And if unless you just, I mean, okay, if you're that person that's like completely afraid of, guns, or you were taught or trained as a young person, or your beliefs um, uh, teach you not to carry weapons, then okay. But Do I feel like you should? Yes, I feel like you should have conceal or carry. I feel like you should actually use your conceal to carry when you need to defend yourself. But my other thing is, I also feel like before you go get your conceal or carry, please, please, please be trained. Don't go get one and don't know what you're doing because you can cause yourself harm, your family harm, or just people in general because you don't know what you do. So get trained, get properly trained to use it. But yeah, go get it.
Listen, I started to look up what does the Bible say about gun violence. The first thing pops up that says, just to be clear, there are no guns in the Bible. And I'm like, wait a minute, there are no guns in the Bible. So I know there were rods, staves, spears, um, just from the Bible. And I'm like, wait a minute, there were no guns in the Bible. So then I went ahead and scrolled down real quick to how should a Christian view gun control? And the answers to this is kind of like, huh, okay. It says Christianity supports personal freedom. Romans 14, 1 through 4 indicates that when scripture does not clearly address a particular issue, there's freedom for individual choice. Do you believe that? If the Bible does not say, don't go do this exact thing, then you should have freedom of individual choice.
That's a hard one to answer because that one statement, people will start going to look up all kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they will instantly be like, "Well, it's not in the Bible." Like
Right.
it's a lot of things that's instantly starting to run through my head, and I'm like, Jesus, help me, Lord.
Listen, well, I decided to look up Romans 14, 1 through 4, because I want to know what it actually says and why they think that. So, Romans 14, 1 through 4, English Standard Version says, as for the one who is weak in faith, welcome him, but not to quarrel over opinions. One person believes he may eat anything, while the weak person eats only vegetables. Let not the one who eats despise the one who abstains, and let not the one who abstains pass judgment on the one who eats, for God has welcomed him. Who are you to pass judgment on the servant of another? It is before his own master that he stands or falls, and he will be upheld for the Lord and he will be upheld, for the Lord is able to make him stand. Now, I don't know how they got free will or personal individual thing. I get the part where they might have got it from whether you're gonna eat anything or eat only vegetables. I
Yeah.
get that part, but how did you get that for gun control? Like, for how did you pull that out, saying that verse right there?
That was Romans what?
Romans, hold on, let me go back because I changed some stuff. Romans 14, 1 through 4. It's pretty much under the topic, do not pass judgment on one another. Well, okay, I get that part. Like, if you are a vegan, you're a vegan. If I'm a
Well,
pet,
yeah.
I'm good with that. If you want to go outside and I want to go outside, go ahead. But I kind of get that part on if you want to, carry a gun, you carry a gun. But,
Yeah.
hmm,
Okay. I think for me with that one, and I feel like this right here is a perfect example of how people take things or can take things out of context and use them for their own benefit, whether it be of a positive or negative annotation. So my thing is I can't associate that verse with free will of everything but I can associate it with a person's personal choice. However, doesn't always mean your personal choice is going to be something that will still maintain being in alignment with what God says for everything.
But isn't your
If that makes
personal
sense.
choice, isn't your personal choice still free will?
Your personal choice is free will. I'm trying to say this right so people don't take it out of context. Okay. Your personal choice is free will, yes. But at the same time, some people's free will can still be taken too far, if that makes sense. Perfect example. If we say like you brought up earlier, I don't know, the child don't know how to fight. They keep getting jumped on. They run in the house. They see their mama or their daddy's gun. They go outside. They shoot somebody. They don't know what they're doing, so they done shot a whole bunch of people who had nothing to do with it, or it just missed the person they was trying to get completely and got the wrong person. Okay, you chose your free will to go in that house, pick up something that don't belong to you, and go and hurt somebody else. You use your free will to do that,
But
but
there's a
it did
difference
not.
there.
It wasn't following in alignment with God at the end of the day, because you still go back to, we got the, you know, shouldn't kill, but your consequences is now go come back to you.
Okay, so when you say you got the shouldn't kill, so she's referring to the Ten Commandments of thou shalt not kill. Um, so my thing is with that with children, I feel like parents are still responsible and should be held responsible for some of the things their children do up to they like 12, 13 years old. That because after that much time with your kid, you should have taught him something. So we are held responsible for our children up until they're 17 by law, as well as some kids. I should say that because
Is it 17? I thought it was 18.
no, it's supposed to be up until they turn at 18. But my thing is that, these days they take your kids in at 16 years old and charge them as adults.
That's true.
And they've been starting to get closer and closer to like 13 doing this in
Yeah,
some places. So you don't even get a chance to even defend your child. And because my thought is, if that's the case, if they held us responsible for our children, what they did before they were 18 years old, there would be no children locked away.
that's true.
What's the use in a juvie home if the parents have to be responsible? And so, um, yeah. But I read on to see this part. It says America has historically embraced the concept of personal freedom that resonates with this principle, and the founding documents guarantee wide freedoms regarding firearms. Some point to Matthew 5 and 9, in which Jesus pronounces a blessing on the peacemakers and apply it to the issue of gun control. The idea is that guns are wait a minute, I'm going to say this wrong. Wait, antithetical? Yeah, antithetical to peace. First of all, what does antithetical mean? One of the things we ain't gonna do is me using words I don't know what they mean. Hold on, y'all. Gotta look it up. I don't play those games. Okay, so antithetical means opposed to, contrary to, contradictory to, conflicting with, incomparable with, irreconcilable with. Oh, okay. Differing from. Gotcha. An administration packed with people holding policy views antithetical to his own. Okay, so it's not agreeing with pretty much. Gotcha. Okay, so that they're pretty much saying that the idea of guns are not the same, don't balance up to peace. So this may be more of a philosophical or political idea than a theological one. However, there is nothing theologically or even logically that links guns to the lack of peace. Sometimes guns help maintain civil peace. Now they said Matthew 5 and 9, so I'm gonna pull 5 and 9 up because we need to know what we're looking at, right? So I'm looking at the English Standard Version, and it says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Now, if we think back to even like the cowboy days and the sheriff's days back in the day when they were out riding horses and things, the peacemakers were the sheriffs that rode around with the rifles. If we think back to slavery, the so called peacemakers were the ones on the road that were catching slaves and dragging them back to their masters, or they were on the road killing slaves that were running away. And they had guns and they rode horses. These days, our peacemakers are our policemen who have guns, and some ride horses, some are in cars, some are on bikes, but they still have a gun. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. So, if we look at peacemakers, what's the one thing that matches over decades of time? They all have guns. So, some people think that being a peacemaker means I need to be making sure that there's peace in my home. I'm making sure that there is peace in my home that makes me the peacemaker here. And I'm gonna be called a son of God because I'm covering my house. I'm making sure I'm good. I'm making sure that we are not in danger. And if somebody run up in here, I could pull out my gun and run them away. I don't have to worry about them harming me because I got them up out of here. Now Matthew 5:9 has another version, New Century Version. It says, "They are blessed who work for peace, for they will be called God's children." Listen, if you're working for peace, can you do that with a gun? If you approach a situation where there's a problem and you have a gun in your hand or on your hip and you're talking to somebody, is that being peaceful? I'm trying to figure out how we can associate peacemaking with having a conceal and carry. The thing is, we have a lot of guns that's in the world, and especially in some of our cities. Now, we live in Chicago, so we got a whole bunch of a lot. Okay, where people are walking around with guns that have not been registered, guns that they know name on guns, where the what's the number? The identification number on the guns have been filed off. These are street guns, stuff you catch in the hood that they don't. So you got this stuff going on, and you have to worry about. Well, the police has to worry about if there's a shooting, how they gonna find this person because nothing is registered, right? But now there's a law that you can go get a conceal and carry. And at first, you had to have your FOID card. That was your firearm card, right? So your FOID ID, all right. You had to have it, had the ID, your picture on it, and all your information. But you had to register yourself through the city or the state. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the state. You register yourself to the state, and then you get this card that you can carry around to show that you have your firearm ID. Now, that's not your license to carry, that's your firearm ID. Then you have to go and take a class to get your conceal and carry license. Once you got your license, you could go and purchase a gun maybe a week or two later, I think it is. You can go and purchase your gun. And then you have to register your gun under that license. Now my understanding is you don't even need your FOID card. They don't need, now I just got mine renewed. Now I had one years ago. And because I let it, expire, I didn't have a gun at the time. I wasn't worried about it. So I decided last year I'm gonna go ahead and get my FOID card back and get everything set up for me and renew, right? So I renewed that and then find out we don't even need that. Now I'm finding out from my cousin that they're changing things around now that your conceal and carry and FOID are all in one. And I'm just like, what? Right? So now it's time to go and take care of some things and make sure that things are legal and that we got it all together. So we will be out and about, and we probably gonna record this doing the conceal and carry class with one of my cool buddies that teaches this class here in Chicago. Actually, teaches the class in. I want to make sure I'm right. But I think it's Oak Park, and so I want to make sure that we get all of those things set up, and we will be going live. So I want y'all to make sure y'all tune in with us. But we will be live on YouTube doing our conceal and carry class, because some of us need to renew, some of us need actual licenses, some of us need to just learn how to carry one all over again. Some of us need to learn how to carry one, period. so, so we want to be in order with the laws that are going on about this conceal and carry. And guess what? We are Christian, faithful to God. Network is a Christian based network. So should Christians conceal and carry? Heck yeah. Why? Because when you conceal and carry, you are licensed, you are under the law, you are following directions. You are not outside the law being rogue. You're doing what the Bible tells us to do. Yes, we have free will, and God is the peace. He's the Prince of Peace. Yes, He is. But He got angry and flipped over tables. Doesn't matter what they were doing, He did that part. My thing with this too is if somebody breaks in my home, I want to be able to protect myself. No, I don't want to kill you, which is why you take the class. Now, if you're trying to kill me, if I can take you down without taking you out, fine. If I cannot, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for your soul. And I mean, I even get down there on the floor with you and do last rites. I'm equipped to do that. I'm equipped to get down there with you and ask you to give your life to the Lord before you go and give you a chance. I'm equipped to do that. I'm trained to do that. And yeah, I will. And it doesn't matter if you try to kill me or not. I will be angry and still do what God has called me to do as His daughter. Why? Because that's who I am. And I'm not going to stop being God's daughter because you were being extra ignorant. But I'm not going to allow you to kill me, and I'm not going to allow you to hurt my family. So I've been threatened before, and my response has been, you run up on me, I'm going to let my license do what it do. Because I have nothing else to give you. And I'm licensed in several different places. So in areas, different areas. So you never know what it is because there's some other weapons that you need license for too. Y'all, they ain't just guns. So conceal and carry may apply to you all as guns, but there are other um, extremely big knives that you that you need to have a license to have in your home. Okay, Kelly over here with the smile in your home. Like there's a lot of other weapons that you need to have concealed and carry. I believe just literally licensed.
Listen, some people gotta have their hands licensed if they go take that test and stuff.
Yeah, there are some people that's registered as a lethal weapon. Their hands are. I know that we have a cousin that came out of the service, and he is literally a lethal weapon. Like, is was not allowed to fight, and he's a gentle giant. For he was a gentle giant for a long time. And I think some things caught up with him, and he's no longer gentle giant like that. But then it was like I can't be fighting people. You know, I can't put my hands on people because I might kill someone with my hands. And I was like, man, I want to learn how to fight like that. But I got to the place where fighting for me, fist on was like, I'll fight you until you stop moving, but I ain't trying to kill you. I just want you to quit trying to attack me because I don't start fights, but I'll finish it. But I ain't gonna start. Just don't start with me because then you got to deal with me, and that's not good. Um, and I don't want to have to do it. Like I'm too old for this. This is listen, 46 years old, and I'm tired. I don't understand why people think that your age does not slow you down in these areas. All of this complaining about doing stuff, your age does slow you down in some areas. You get wiser as you get older. You're supposed to. If you don't, you need to check yourself. Use your brain. You are in your 40s. You are not in your 20s jumping over tables at people, jumping over chairs at people, throwing chairs around, picking up heavy objects. You catch a rotator tear trying to throw something at somebody or jump over some. Your bones don't heal the same way they used to. And you ain't going to do as good in jail as you would have done maybe if you were 20, 25. So don't be doing stuff that's gonna get you locked up.
That part.
That's why you get a conceal and carry. That's why you get a license. That's why you don't try to have an illegal gun in your home. So if somebody breaks into your home, because I don't know all these rules yet, I'm trying to remember back. So what's the new rule? You can have it in the house. Can you carry it on your person?
Okay, so each state is different. Like for down, I know the laws for the state where I am, which is Georgia. I know Florida and I know Texas, and I know Texas and yeah, I know those. Mainly one because I used to live in Texas and I'm currently in Georgia. But in Florida, you no longer need to have a um, concealed to carry. Um, it is now an open state, um, or I think he just signed a bill for it or whatever. In Texas, um, you have to be 16 to carry,
Mm.
and it's open carry. So for people who don't understand the difference in open carry and concealed carry, that means if you walk around like literally like the Wild Wild West, how they had just the holsters on top of their clothes, then they could do that. They can just you can see it. Um, Here you have to be you can start going to the range at 13, but you have to be uh 18 or 16 or 18 to conceal carry, but you're not allowed to open carry.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm on the website usconcealedcarry.com, and it's running down some of these laws. Open carry of a handgun on your person or in a vehicle in the state of Illinois is illegal. Now that's different for me because I always thought that you could carry it in your car. So yeah, it says an open carry of a handgun on your person or in a vehicle is illegal. So Illinois is a shall issue state, meaning that Illinois State Police must issue a concealed carry license if the applicant meets certain qualifications. However, Illinois differs from other states in that it still gives law enforcement the right to object to a concealed carry license being issued if they think the applicant is a danger to public safety or himself or herself. If the police do object, then the case is heard by the Concealed Carry Licensing Review Board, who will make the final decision as to whether or not a license is issued. The applicant is notified by mail of a board's decision. There is an appeal process. It also says that an Illinois concealed carry license, the CCL, is required to conceal carry a firearm in Illinois. Applicants must be 21 or older. Wow. The license permits the licensee to carry a loaded or unloaded handgun on or about the person completely or mostly concealed from the view of the public or on or about a person within the vehicle. Okay, so now remember I said open carry of a handgun on your person or in a vehicle is illegal. So the difference, like Kelly was saying about having it open and having concealed carry, you can have a gun on you under your clothes in a holster. You can have your gun maybe in your glove compartment of your car or in your little side part of your car down in there. It's locked away, it's closed up. It's not sitting on your seat. You cannot have it sitting on your seat. Um, Possibly, I'm not sure how real this is, but I know where I came from. So I'm wondering if it's considered open carry or concealed carry if you have it under your seat.
That's still considered open.
Okay, because it's in an open space. All right, so do y'all hear that, right? All right, so you can,
And I know that firsthand. That's definitely considered open.
yeah. So you also can have it, you cannot have it on the outside of your clothes. You cannot wear a holster on the outside of your clothes. You have to have it concealed, like underneath your skirt, and one of the holsters on your thigh. Ankle holsters. They have holsters that go underneath your shirts that you can put on around your waist that won't show as long as you like pull your shirt down on top of the sweater. But
They
yeah,
have posters that actually look like waist trainers. I'm sorry if I cut you off.
go ahead.
Oh, they have holsters that actually look like waist trainers. Okay, I say this because, ladies, a lot of times our issue is that we don't want to have to walk around carrying these big, bulky holsters, and we
Trying to
still
look
want
cute.
to be, wear our cute dresses and this, that, and the other. And they have that, and that's a good thing. Um,
Unless you can't
my
breathe.
biggest thing is when it comes to conceal and carry for women, I think I'm more in line to agree with it because it's just so much that's happening. Like getting snatched just going to the grocery store or trying to pump your gas. Like, dude, it, it's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's a
It's
lot.
a
But
lot.
listen, let me tell you about these waist trainers she's talking about because I have my own idea about these things. You put that waist trainer on and you carrying the gun, loosen it up so you can breathe. Because if you out there trying to shoot and you can't breathe because your organs is tied up or your body is too extra tight, how you gonna help yourself? You have to loosen that thing before you go. And you know how hard it was to get it on. I mean, stop it. All right. So it also says a
It's
16-hour.
say.
It also says a 16-hour firearm class training course conducted by a state approved instructor is required for all new concealed carry license applications. A 16-hour firearms training course. Non resident licenses are only available for residents of Arkansas, Idaho, Mississippi, Nevada, Texas, and Virginia. In terms of I'm trying to see this word that I highlighted. Reciprocity. Reciprocity. Yeah. Illinois. The Illinois. Why am I saying that? Ain't no S. The S is silent. They just wasting the S. Illinois does not honor CCW licenses from any other state. It says CCW. Ours is CCL. What's CCW?
The W is just weapon, concealed carry
Okay.
weapon.
Gotcha. I'm like, hey, I
So
don't know that one.
basically, how I like here I can get my license, but it wouldn't matter if I have my license here and I come home.
Right. They want you to have it here.
I have to have my license there, or I would have to get the national license where you have to. I think it's like three different licenses, which covers all of the United States, but
Gotcha.
that's not easy to get.
Okay, so it also says that Illinois law requires residents to have a firearm owner's identification card, which is the FOIA card I was telling you all about. Oh, to possess a firearm or ammunition. FOIA card holders without a CCL can legally carry unloaded firearms that are enclosed in the case. What? So without your concealed carry, like, listen, y'all. So the way that this goes, and I wouldn't suggest this. Like, why are they allowing that? There should be some other stipulation behind this. Because you're right now telling me that I could take my FOIA card if I don't have a concealed carry license from Illinois yet. I can go and buy a gun with my FOIA card. I can take that gun, take out the clip, make sure there's no bullets in that gun, put it inside of a secure case, close it, and carry it. If somebody run up on me, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna let them attack me when I got a gun sitting there in a case? Most people ain't gonna do that. They gonna reach in that case, throw that clip in there real quick. That's a catch 22 situation. That's setting you up to go to jail. That's like No, if you gonna do this, y'all, and go buy your guns with your FOID card, put it in the case. Go home. Go put the gun away. Put it away until you do your conceal and carry. Be legal, Christians. Yeah, non-Christians, non-believers. This for y'all too. Do it the right way.
Yeah, be smart about this.
Ain't
And
no
don't
point in
just
you
be
going to jail for nothing.
random. Don't think because you have, that's something else. Please, y'all, don't think because you now have a gun that makes you big man on the block. So now you can take on any and every person that you think is uh doing something wrong. That doesn't make you judge and jury, and it don't make you God.
Right. And if anything happens, even within your home, like we have people out here getting killed every day. So if something happens to a family member, don't go looking for somebody with your gun because you're trying to take out revenge. Use the law that's around you. There's no point in you shooting somebody else for your life to be over. Do you think that person will want you to do that? No. And even if they did, that doesn't matter. What does your heart say? What are you hearing from God if you're a believer? And if you're not, hear my voice. It's not worth you losing your life over because now you go to jail and spend the rest of your life inside fighting for your life, trying to survive in there, waiting for somebody to put money on your books. Can't go outside when you want to. Can't do nothing unless you're being told because you didn't let the law do what the law do or what the law don't do. I'm just saying. It does say that for Illinois, you must be 21 years old to apply and have a FOID card. That I know to be true. I went on there and they make sure you put your birthday in and your license information so that they confirm that you are 21 and older.
Wait, you
Um,
be 21 for your FOIA card?
yeah.
I think that changed
Since when? Just say it was
because
updated.
that's interesting because the girls couldn't get their conceal or carry, but they had their FOIA card um,
Are you talking about years ago?
when they turned 18.
This just updated in 21.
I wanted to just update again because of the
August
situation happened.
August 17th of 2021.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wanted that happen. Did the update happen because of what happened with that little boy who went interstate and he was from Illinois
I'm not sure.
with the
It says
protesters? I
Illinois
think
gun
that's why.
law updated the red flag law info per law HB 1092 in at a glance table. So
That's
yeah,
probably
all
so.
of August it looks like they changed one, two, three, four, five, six laws in August of 2021.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
They updated the permit renewal process regarding fingerprints based on the passage. Well, that's another law based on something. Updated the permit renewal process again. They updated the permit application process after that. They updated the details on private gun sales and then updated details on the FOID application process August the 5th and it went through August 17th. So, yeah. Let's see.
It's a lot stricter. The other states need to get stricter instead of looser with these laws.
Yeah. Let me see. It says where, but this all happened when we had Lightfoot, and
Mhm.
yeah, the one that they said didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Sound like she did something to me.
Thank
Anyway,
you, Mary.
I'm like, Auntie was trying. It says wear a COVID mask and carry. I can legally carry a concealed firearm in Illinois, but can I wear a COVID-19 protective mask while carrying concealed? That's interesting.
Wait, what? That's
I
even
can legally carry a concealed firearm in Illinois, but can I wear a COVID-19 protective mask while carrying concealed? Because people be robbing folks. And if you got on the mask, I can't tell the police what it's about. So they said Illinois is one of just two states with statutes against carrying a concealed firearm while wearing a mask. The other one is California. You can
Wait, these other states don't have that?
no.
That's so crazy.
However, sheriffs and county prosecutors in Illinois have made statements indicating that wearing a mask to protect others from COVID-19 while carrying a gun isn't illegal as long as the wearer isn't wearing the mask while committing the crime. The police is saying this, the sheriffs, after they made this law. This is the problem we have in Illinois already. When the Illinois state comes up with these laws that work, and then the sheriff and the county prosecutors change it. My thing is, y'all want to make sure y'all getting y'all arrest records.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to meet y'all quota. That's what that is. Okay. Okay, let's see. I don't know. It's a lot of other rules on here. It says like hunter harassment law, carry while bow hunting, carry while gun hunting. Um, what are the knife laws in Illinois? I told y'all about that. You can own a knife, any knife you would like, as long as it's not a ballistic knife or a thorn star. Carry of a switchblade is legal with a FOID card.
Oh wow,
Well, I
that's
didn't know
interesting.
that. That makes me feel better. I can go get my stuff back. Automatic knives are in the gray area. Automatic knives. Um, they are activated by pressing the button. Okay, so don't go get that one that push the button and the blade come out, y'all. That's not the one they're talking about. They talking about the one you open up old school. But balisong knives are legal. However, there are some areas such as courthouses, public parks, public transportation that they're off limits. Still off limits to bring them in anywhere, but you can have them for safety purposes when you're out and about. And as long as you have your FOID card, this is being great. This is some great information to know what you
Yeah,
can and cannot do here. I want to mess with you down there. And now listen, y'all, I like this site. I'm gonna have to make this. I'm saving this because reason being, and I'm also gonna share this into. Man, we need to put this on our website.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I'm gonna see if we can go ahead and get this over here for y'all on the website because this is one of those things that you need to know. You need to know. And it gives you all the information on all of the states. Let's see. I'm just gonna save this whole page. Give me a second here and get my little type note. Oh, it did it for. Thank you. I have to
it's
type everything.
cooperating today.
It's cooperating today. It was like you won't embarrass us on the radio. Oh, just to let y'all know, we are live right now on F2G Radio on Facebook. We're also live on F2GRadio.net, which is our network, as well as Faithful to God. That's the number two, Faithful to God network on YouTube, and right here on F2G.network on Clubhouse, where our conversations have been boosted to and start from. So you can always join us on Facebook, and we will be live every first full week of the month. Our network as a whole goes live. So you'll be able to see us for morning social. We'll be switching this up a little bit. Some will be on Clubhouse speaking, and some of us will be seen right here on Facebook. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to come on and get a chance to talk to y'all and have some conversation. We will be adjusting some things out where most of um, our live video for Morning Social and other shows throughout the month that's not during that live week will be on YouTube, y'all. We need to get our YouTube up and we're trying to do some big things. And so we're changing things up to fit that. So Facebook, we love y'all so much. The numbers are good. We still gonna be putting clips up. We still gonna be putting some information over there. But if you want to be live on these shows and listen in, you're gonna be over on YouTube. Okay, so make sure you're going over and subscribing to us. Those are some changes that we need to make to see if we can get us boosted because y'all, we want to be on some top tier stuff. We want to be able to go to these red carpets that our amazing publicist is getting us on and have the bag up from you all for a Christian station. We need to support each other. We want to be on there with 1390 GCI, B10, what is it, V103, all of them greats and fame. We want to be out there with them. We want to be there walking through media showing them that there's a black owned station. Let's go. A black owned non syndicated station. Okay? We want to do it God's way, not the man's way.
That part.
So help us do that by following us on YouTube, sharing our page. For y'all who took, I gotta put this out there because we have not announced this yet. For you all who took the Tina Turner post that we posted up, because literally people were coming to us about her being a Buddhist. Let me tell you something. We don't care that she was a Buddhist, that was her choice. This woman, my thing was she struggled through a lot. And if you look at the movie, that religion for her, from her friend, helped her get into a headspace where she could deal with life. She wasn't being abused anymore. Her children weren't being abused anymore, and she got out of it. No, we don't. We don't believe in Buddhism. No, we are not looking at Buddha. We ain't sitting in that position saying we stuck here. No, we don't believe that because that's what he's stuck at. We believe in Jesus. We believe that he is the only true and living God. We believe that. But, but, we also believe in women who struggle and go through, men who struggle and go through, those that have fought their way to their success. We're going to honor you. Tina Turner is a legend. Even in death, she will forever be a legend. So, for those of you all who have shared the video, who have commented amazing things about the video, first of all, shout out to B Snow, our creative director, who slayed that thing. He took our parent company, Legacy and Wealth, and blended our logo into this this video, which was amazing. I want to tell y'all we thank y'all so much, and I don't think Kelly even knows this, for 4.3K views.
Say that again. You broke up.
We thank y'all for 4.3K views.
I'm so, on the really?
Yes. And it might be more now. Earlier yesterday, it was 3 point something. The B came to show me while I was in a meeting. Then when I called him back, he showed it again. And I went to check and it was 4.3. So thank y'all so much for that. That's the kind of support we need. See how you didn't spend no money? You didn't spend no money to help us. For those of you who can, though, please do. We need that. But I'm just saying, that support. And then we got maybe about 30 followers, I think, from it. But that's because we're changing some things up for our station. And we want to make sure you understand that it's not about her religion, it's about her. It's about the person's heart. And that's what we want to do on here. That's what we do. No, we don't check your background to make sure you're Christian. But we do make sure that you ain't no terrorist. We make sure that we not bring you on the show and you trying to kill all black people. We ain't doing that. I'm just saying we don't that part we don't do. We don't mess around like that. Okay? But we do honor those in the time that they need to be honored. And that's what we're gonna do here. All right, so we're gonna continue on our conversation. Huh?
I said that's beautiful.
It is 4.3K
I'm
views.
excited.
I am too, and I love the layout. I love it when you have an idea. I gave him the idea, and he took the idea and ran with it. And I was like, "This is what I'm thinking," and he was like, "Okay," and that's what he came up with. And I was like, "Yes, that's the way you're supposed to work, right there. That's the way you move." All right, let's continue
I
this
think
on.
so.
That's the way you keep going. So we're going to move on to back to our topic. We were talking about the conceal and carry. Should Christians conceal and carry? And my answer, as well as Kelly's answer, has been yes. Now, looking in our comments over here, Amber J had jumped on for a quick moment and she said, "I love y'all." She has somewhere to be, but her answer is yes, conceal and carry, saints. Listen, the reason why I love the fact that she jumped on even for a moment is this is a conversation that we've been having for over a year. Remember, we all talked about doing it together. We were trying to set it up. Kelly wouldn't be here. We would be trying to find another way to do it, but we all decided that we were going to go to conceal and carry. Whereas B Snow was like, "I don't want to do it. I don't." He doesn't believe in carrying guns like that. He's like, "No, I don't. I don't want to do that." Like I think it's more or less not that he's scared of a gun. He doesn't want to get in a situation where he has to pull one on somebody. My son is he has that heart of for the people. He just don't want to hurt nobody. And so I love him for that. I am not that one. I'm from the west side of Chicago. I grew up around guns. Where I'm on the other hand, the one that's like, "Okay, don't get a gun then, son. Stand close to me." That's right.
You know what? I gotta be honest. Beforehand, I was kind of where B was at, so I got um, trained a different way.
Mhm.
Um, to where I can definitely protect myself, even if I don't have it. Now, what I will say is, will I have a concealed carry? Yes, I will. Will I have it in 2 states? Yes, I will. Understand that. Um, and I understand the rules of traveling with it. So I've studied all of that. Please understand that's something else that people need to know. Even if you have one, please, before you try to just jump on somebody's plane, you better make sure that you covered in that state because you can get in trouble. So, anywho, but now I think because the more and more things are happening, yeah, I may be trained to still protect myself, and I make sure that my girls are too. Look, I joke, Tennille joke around a lot, and she called me little with everything. Yeah, we're small. I'm never gonna lie with this one. We are, but at the same time, we're not gonna be tested or played with.
Yeah,
And
they
I wanted
small
to
but
make
mighty.
sure, yeah, I needed to make sure because for my girls, mommy's not always gonna be there. Daddy's not always gonna be there. You may be with your friends, you may be with your friends' parents, and things happen. You know, things happen. I need my girls to make sure that they are able to protect themselves, kick, scream, holler, flip, kick, all that good stuff.
Kick, scream,
But
holler.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
it's like
I'm laughing because I know the girls personally, so I'm like, they ain't finna kick, scream, holler. They gonna
they
flip,
not gonna kick,
jab,
scream,
kick.
holler. They gonna take you down and they gonna do it silently. I kind of
Yeah,
feel bad for anybody if they get into it.
right.
But at the same time, one thing I could say that I was grateful that their father did without me even having to say something. We already had plans at 12. You can start going to the range here. I didn't get an opportunity to see because we didn't live in Illinois anymore, but um, that was already a plan. I had already started going. So I already knew my girls are going to be trained in more than one way. Because let me explain, you can be trained with your hands to protect yourself. But if they drop theirs, you need to be able to pick it up and still know what you're doing. You need to be able to break it down, disassemble it, and get up out of there. So if it jams, that's okay. You ain't gonna be able to use it either. You know what I'm saying? These are things that
Hmm.
always float through my head. And their dad still made sure that they had that training. So he took them to the range. They know how to shoot everything. And I'm grateful for that because they was gonna learn it. And I make sure now that they still know. All right, so this is done, this is done, this is done. Both my girls are heavy in the gym. Like you not gonna just try it. So I understand B side. But if you don't want to learn on that side, learn on another side, but still some
Hmm.
kind of way be able to defend yourself.
Right,
You
and
know,
that's I
I
think that's
just
why I had to put him early on. I put him in karate, and like we were talking about going back to the gym and boxing and stuff like that too, and get back into it because I know that that's not something that he wants to do. Now we've had a discussion since the last time that we talked about it, and our discussion, mind y'all, that my son is 25 years old now, like he's grown. We had a whole nother discussion about it recently about going for the conceal and carry, and he is going to go to learn and just for protection purposes in case anything gets out of whack in the house. He's going to make sure that he's trained. And I asked him to do that for me. I'm like, because you never know what might happen, and if the gun is in the house and something happens in our house and I can't defend us, then you need to. And so he's like, I understand. Okay, let's do it. I'll go ahead and get that done. But he's like, but I'm gonna keep with the boxing and all of that stuff. I'd rather be able to defend myself with my hands. My child is a young, he was millennial. He not really a millennial. What is it? Why is he?
I was about to say, girl, you about to have him get on here and
Right, he
tell us
can't
all of
stand
that.
that. But he's a young person with an old school mind. But his thing is, you fight because that's where I raised him was you ain't got to grab a weapon all the time. You got them hands, them your weapons. Get out there, box. I used to stand out in the street and box with him. I mean, his dad would be upset. You his mama. Why you hitting him like that? Because we be boxing. Like this is the way I learned. This is what my siblings did to me. This is what I know. And he's like, but you his mama. Like I could see if I got out there with him and was doing it. I'm like, no, he needs to know that a woman will walk up and knock you out too. So don't know. You better learn how to
That's
slide and trip her. Huh?
That's facts. Because to be honest, I told you a while. What I told you a long time ago that I didn't like to fight. I was, I felt like you're not supposed to. I got a big sister. I felt like she would be the one to fight for me. And if I did get into things, beforehand, I was younger. I had my cousins um, that always came to my defense, but they weren't always around. I was grateful for them. But my how do you say it? My bonus brother, my
Mm-hmm.
bonus dad's son. So my brother, I just say my brother. Um, he taught me. He used to wait till I was asleep because he knew if I was awake, he was getting in trouble. Daddy wasn't playing that. You swing at Kelly, I'm swinging at you. Like that was it. So he would wait and he would wake me up out of my sleep doing something. And his whole thing was, can't nobody ever catch you off guard. Don't ever let nobody catch you off guard. And the one place where you're the most weak and the most vulnerable is in your bed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true because you're sleeping.
Yeah,
He
your
said,
body
so
is relaxed.
your body is completely relaxed, your mind is relaxed, you're at ease. And that's when you're most vulnerable. Let's be real and look back on a lot of times that people, men and women, got attacked the most. You know what I'm saying? In their homes, they were in their beds. So he taught me to sleep extremely light, listen for everything around me, which is why I am how I am, and get ready to swing. And he did it every night. He would stop because now I'm staying up. I'm not going to sleep. And they try to figure out why I'm sleepy going to school because I don't know where this food coming
Mm-mm.
from. But it got me to the point where the one time that I did go to sleep, I actually was like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. My brother's not trying to hurt me, but he's training me. I got it. I just don't like how he's training me. And I got like remember the old school little bats? They was the little
Mm-hmm.
plastic bats, but they hurt like they was real. Yeah. And as soon as I heard the creak, and the funny thing is our floors didn't creak. They were carpeted. But I trained my ear to hear how he sound when he walking. Don't know how I did that, and I was still in grammar school, but I did. And as soon as I heard him get close up to the bed, I started swinging the best out there, and he grabbed me and hugged me. Was like, "That's what I'm talking about." Yes. And he up in there, he all excited, and I'm sleepy, but I'm still trying to hit him. Like, no, come on, let's go. You ready? I'm ready. And he's like, yeah. And Daddy came in there and was like, what are you doing? Why are y'all celebrating? And he was like, she got it, Dad. She got it. He was like, she got what? And he was like, nothing.
Right,
Daddy like,
realize, wait a
damn,
minute.
what you doing?
Yeah.
But when he finally explained it to him, oh, Daddy got in that butt. But it wasn't as bad because I actually said, but Daddy, I am always sick. I'm always in the hospital. I had to walk around with this heart monitor back in the day. Then it was this big bag that looked like you was carrying a battery, a car battery on your side with a strap on, and it's a heart monitor. I had to walk around, so I'm gonna get picked on in school because people looking like, what is this? I used to be able to lie and say it mean if you call something to unplug, everybody gonna blow up. I used to do
Mm-mm.
weird stuff like that. But that's how I was young, and I had to figure out how to protect myself from getting picked on. So I lied, and it worked. And then my cousin found out, and I got in trouble. But still, you know, he wanted me to, if I got sick, I still needed to be able to defend myself. He would do that even when I wasn't feeling well. He said, it don't matter. When you sick, when you well, you gotta know how to defend yourself. Somebody ain't always gonna be there. And I did that same thing with my girls, but mommy had guns when we grew up. I just didn't want one because I saw all bad. I heard all bad happen, accidental shootings, and this that. I was scared of them. Now it's like so long as you train, then you understand the right way to do things. It's okay, but always have a backup on protecting yourself.
Yeah, that's always a plus. Even now, like I've started with the walking more and getting myself back together so I can be able to hit the gym as hard as I need to hit the gym and not feel like I got extra weight on me. So I'm like, yes, we're gonna work this thing out. All right, y'all. So we are now at the 9 o'clock hour, and we're gonna close this out just with this information because I wanted to pull up Georgia and kind of go over some of their laws since we have Kelly on with us, and that's where she's from. So Georgia is a shall issue state with concealed weapons licenses issued at the county level and filed with the probate court in the county of residence. Hold on one second, because that shall issue got me. Hold on, I want to make sure what shall issue is. So when I click on shall issue means that as long as an applicant passes the basic requirements set out by state law, the issuing authority, county sheriff, police department, state police, those are the issuing authorities, is compelled to issue a permit. In other words, local law enforcement officials cannot deny an applicant a permit if the applicant meets all of the criteria. There are currently 41 shall issue states, including permitless carry states that issue permits for purposes of reciprocity, allowing residents of their state to carry in other states with favorable reciprocity. City. We're going to get these letters right. Also, there are states that may be identified as shall issue that in practice operate on a may issue basis. So shall issue means that you can get it no matter what happens as long as you meet the criteria. May issue is they may give it to you or they may not. Yeah, that's interesting. Is that something you already knew, Kelly? Because Kelly got quiet.
No, I mean, yeah, it's something that that I knew. Um, it's a lot of things that I don't agree with as far as the the laws in the southern states. I mean, listen, I've been told all my life I don't sound like where I'm from. I get it. I understand. Um, I've always accepted having that southern mentality, that southern hospitality mentality, whatever. But at the same time, I don't always agree with the southern rules. Down here, I can basically, and just so a short way of explaining what she's saying, I can carry in any real estate.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. It does say, let's see, there is no license, background check, or firearms registration required when buying a handgun from a private individual.
Hmm.
Open carry is legal in Georgia only when only with the Georgia weapons carry license or a concealed carry permit from a state Georgia honors, which is all the red states. Uh, some areas are off limits, including schools and courthouses. Open carry is not addressed in the constitutional carry bill that was signed into law on April 12, 2022. Concealed carry is legal for residents of Georgia with the WCL, any lawful weapons carrier, and non-residents with a license or permit issued by another state. There is no firearms training required to obtain a Georgia WCL. What?
I said that.
Yeah, but none at all. Like
No.
when you go to get the permit, you just go in and get it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You just go to the courthouse and fill out the application.
Wow. You must be at least 21 years old, 18 for members of the military to get a concealed carry license in Georgia. No license is needed to carry a handgun in a person's home, vehicle, place of business while fishing or hunting or unloaded in a case. The
You
city
heard
of,
that vehicle, right?
huh?
You heard you say vehicle.
Yeah, in the vehicle. Yeah. The
Mm-hmm.
city of, what is this, Kennesaw? Is that right?
Kennesaw.
Okay.
Yeah. So, oh, okay, go ahead. What you about to say? Because
This,
if you don't say it, I'll say it.
the city of Kennesaw has a law enacted in 1982 requiring every head of household within city limits to maintain a firearm.
Hmm. So, understand, let me explain. Let me break that down. If I was to go buy my house in Kennesaw, it's in the paperwork. When you sign that you go buy your house, the deed, the the big stack of paperwork. Because people say when you buy a house, it sounds like you sign your life away. You really do. But it's in the paperwork that you must have a weapon in the house. Other thing is, if you look, I don't think you've ever heard of any burglaries or anything in Kennesaw. Because
That's
they know
because they know
every
everybody got a
homeowner,
license.
every no,
I
not
mean, a gun.
yeah,
Hmm. Wow,
and and I am literally up the street from there.
that's crazy.
It's a beautiful area.
I believe it is. I mean, all them good guns, and there ain't nobody brave. They'll come over there on the other end instead of going up there. Let's see. Okay, in terms of reciprocity, Governor Kemp signed HB 218 into right. HB 218 into law on April 12th, 2022, recognizing firearm licenses from all other states. Well, of course he did.
Wait, say that part again.
Governor Kemp signed HB 218 into law on April 12th, 2022, recognizing firearm licenses from all other states.
So that means that you could come down here. You're fine.
Hmm.
That I didn't know. Now that
But,
I didn't
but
know.
this is the thing. Can I though? Because this is the same governor who got issues with my kind. Or I should say our kind.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I come down there with a gun and I get arrested. Somebody else come with me that's white and get arrested. Who's staying in jail?
Oh
Probably
well,
me.
yeah. I mean, that don't matter if you have a license or you don't.
Right.
I'm not trying to be.
I mean,
I ain't trying
that's
to be
true, but
funny, but
it's
it's
the whole thing
facts.
behind it. Okay, holders of licenses that expired during COVID state of emergency period must apply for a renewal license within 120 days of the expiration date on the face of the license. On April 12th, 2022, Governor Brian Kemp signed SB 319 into law permitting constitutional carry, which means into Georgia. The law will go into effect immediately. So constitutional carry means that the state's law does not prohibit citizens who can legally possess a firearm from carrying handguns openly and or in a concealed manner. Thus, no state permit is required. Sometimes constitutional carry may be conditional, such as in those states that have. Why do you keep popping up? Those states that have no laws prohibiting the open carry of a handgun, but which require a permit to carry the handgun concealed. Y'all, this thing is getting deep. Let me tell y'all something. This is getting real deep. It's real deep. Um, y'all got a self defense. I didn't look at ours. The self defense portion of this is Georgia is a castle doctrine state. Castle doctrine. Okay, castle doctrine is similar to stand your ground, but it's typically limited to real property, including a person's home property and, in some states, cars or workplaces. The concept is that an individual has the right to be safe and secure within his or her home or castle, which is where they get it from. Our home is our castle, and should not have to retreat from his or her home in order to be safe. Depending on the state, an individual may have the right to protect him or herself, other people, and his or her property by force. In some instances, even employing deadly force against intruders without retreating, which means that they can stand right there and just keep shooting until they stop moving. All right, so it says that the Georgia is a castle doctrine state and has a stand your ground statute. There is no duty to retreat in defense of a forcible felony such as rape, armed robbery, or kidnapping. Pretty much, if they breaking in your house. Now this says armed robbery. Are they saying that if somebody breaks in and they don't have a gun?
Um, they said anybody that you feel threatened by, anybody that you feel threatened by. Hear what I'm saying? Anybody that you feel threatened or you say you feel threatened by.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm gonna
I
go on and
so if I look at them straight in their face and talk just like in this tone and say I fear for my life, so I shot him.
yes,
Mm.
I'm not trying to be funny. Yes, and that's exactly what they would go to court and use. And they would say, "Well, I was using my stand my ground law because I felt threatened by this person. I wasn't sure what they were gonna do. They seemed aggressive towards me."
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the words that's used, and it's not trying to be funny, not trying to nitpick or nothing like that. But think about the words that's always used and towards who.
Yeah,
Understand also, stand your ground law does not always work for everybody.
yeah. Okay, now
And
that's
I didn't even know we had a stand your ground law here.
yeah, that's in Georgia. And so I went back to Illinois so that I can see about our self defense because I didn't read that. And Illinois is also a castle doctrine state. You
Shut
are,
up, sickness. Sorry.
yeah, you, but it does not say exactly what it says with Charles, where it comes out and say this is a stand your ground, has a stand your ground law. It doesn't say that at all on here. It says Illinois is a castle doctrine state, which means that it's close to what stand your ground is, right? You are under no legal duty to retreat if threatened, and using deadly force is justified. Use of force in defense of person. A person is justified in the use of force when and to the extent that he or she reasonably believes that such conduct is necessary to defend himself or another against such others' imminent use of unlawful force. However, he is justified in the use of deadly force only if he reasonably believes that such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself or another, or the commission of a forcible felony. So, a liability under that is in no case shall any act involving the justified use of a force give rise to any claim of liability unless the use of force involves willful or wanton misconduct. So if you were involved in whatever was going on and then all of a sudden you decide to shoot somebody, you go in jail because the roles changed. This it opens you up to have to do that. This is our thing, y'all, because we're a little bit over. Oh, we actually are 9:15 on the dot. So this is the thing. We our thing was should Christians conceal and carry? The answer for us is yes. I will go yes all the way. Reason being is that this world is changing. There's a lot of things happening, and people have no respect of a person. So God gives us free will. We have wisdom, we have knowledge, we have understanding. He gives us portions of that. Ask for more wisdom, ask for more knowledge, ask for more understanding. Not to be God, not to understand like Him, to see like Him, to do like Him, but ask for more wisdom, more than what you have, a more level, a higher level of wisdom, a higher level of knowledge, and a higher level of understanding. Then also ask about the gun control. God, am I put together enough to even have a gun? Would I be okay having a gun in my house? Because that's questions that I had to ask myself. Would I be okay with it being in my house? Am I gonna forget it's there and it's just in the house and something happening? Am I gonna go reach for it because I heard a noise? Is something in my past gonna trigger me to go grab this gun because I heard something? Because that's not the way you're supposed to be living life. Your floors creak, doors make noises, and when you're in big buildings like our condo building, then of course you're going to hear different things. Also, when you're in a house that's settling, you hear different things. When the wind blows, it might be different. When a tree falls, it might be different. If a car blows, are you going to keep jumping up and running? Because if you had to jump up and running, there's something internal wrong with you and you need to get counseling.
That's true because listen, we done been on the phone plenty of times. And my house will make you think somebody else going up and down the
Right.
stairs.
I'm like, hey, Kelly, is somebody in your house right now? And she go,
And I'm like,
no.
no,
Oh,
it's
okay.
just settling. It's just shifting, you know. But these are things that you have to be aware of. I think this is something else that it was not addressed, but I feel like it needs to be addressed because it does not matter whether you are Christian, whether you are Muslim, Buddhist. It don't matter if you are a freaking
Believer or non
whatever.
believer.
a non-believer, because I can't remember all of them, but you brought up a person who is quick to, be nervous or whatever. I feel like one group that should not be allowed, and that's someone who has
All right,
extreme
y'all. So
PTSD.
we are coming
I feel
down.
like that
We
needs to be
are
done with caution,
not going to continue on with the
especially
air.
a
If you
lot of
want to listen to this
ex-military,
in
because
fullness, please go check us out
I
on
understand that
YouTube.
they are
Um,
trained, and I don't mean all of them.
thank y'all for joining us.
I only mean the ones who tell you that any sound puts them back in that position, because that becomes, outside of protection of themselves and others, and it can become where it's putting people in harm's way, including their families. So, and again, I say that with caution, and I say that with love, but I say that honestly too. So yeah.
I mean, what? Yes, just like we were talking earlier about mental health. Period. Any types of mental health, you need to seek God, seek a doctor, find out where you stand at in life, and then go from there. Because we don't know what your story is, we don't know what's happening in your life, and we can't tell you how to live your life. Again, it actually goes back to your own personal decision. Decide for yourself, but make sure you're hitting those precautions and remember wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Thank you for joining us on another episode, another broadcast of Morning Social. I'm Tanil, and I'm the vessel that God uses every morning, 7:45 a.m. To speak with you Monday through Friday. We will be back with you all tomorrow. We're so excited to have y'all back as we move on in and air this song by Jacqueline Carr, Changing Your Story.